Good morning, students. So let's start another new chapter, that is three-dimensional geometry. So in this chapter, we will talk about the direction ratio and the direction cosine, the relation between this direction cosines and the direction cosines of a line if it is passing through 2 points. That is, if 2 points are given, then how to find its direction cosine. Okay. Then angle between two lines, then equation of line, different forms of equation, how to represent the lines in different form, in vector form also and in Cartesian form also, distance of a line from a point, distance between two lines, and then equation of a plane, and angle between two planes, and angle between the line and a plane. Okay, so this few topics we will talk about in this chapter. So for this chapter, we need to know what is three-dimensional space or what is three-dimensional coordinate system. So in class 11, you already know about what is three-dimensional geometry, three-dimensional geometry or three-dimensional coordinate system. So if we are talking about this two-dimensional geometry, that is x-axis and y-axis, x o x dash, and this is y o y dash. Okay, so this two axes divide this plane into 4 parts known as first coordinate, second coordinate, third, and fourth. So in each coordinate, the sign of this ordered pair x and y are different. So in the first place, x and y both are positive, and in the second coordinate, x is negative, y is positive. In the third coordinate, both are negative, and in the fourth coordinate, x is positive but y is negative. Okay, so in the three-dimensional geometry, we need to add another x-axis which is called z-axis. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Okay, and they are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so any point on the space, if we take any point on the space x comma y comma z, so this represent the distance from the x-axis, y-axis, and the z-axis. So to understand the three-dimensional coordinate geometry, just consider one corner of your room. If this is a corner of your room, then this axis, this straight line will represent x-axis, this will represent the y-axis, and this will represent the z-axis. So any point, the distance, this is the origin O, and if this distance is x, this distance is y, and this distance is z, then we call this object, this coordinate of this object is x comma y comma z. Okay. To imagine the three-dimensional geometry, just consider one corner of your room and consider the lines joining the wall and the ground, this x-axis, and this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Okay, so take 3 planes, one perpendicular to each other. Okay, and these planes intersecting each other at a straight line, and this straight line represent the axis. Okay, so like for this two-dimensional geometry, there are 4 chambers, that is coordinates. So here are 8 chambers called octants. So this is x-axis, and this is negative x-axis, this is positive y-axis, and just behind this blue plane, this is negative y-axis, this is positive z-axis, and this is negative z-axis. Okay, and this plane, this green plane is called xy plane, this blue plane is called xz plane, and this yellow plane is called YZ plane. Clear? So any point on the x-axis is represented by x, 0, 0. Any point on the xy plane is represented by x, y, 0. So like that, in a point on the y-axis is represented by 0, y, 0. Any point on the z-axis is represented by 0, 0, z. Okay, so any point on this xz plane is represented by any point. Take any point here. So it's represented by x, 0, z. Any point in this YZ plane represented by 0, y, z. Okay, so these are the points, these are the particular set of points on the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and xy plane, yz plane, and zx plane. So these three planes divide the space into 8 parts. Okay, so if we consider this is the first floor and the ground floor, so the first floor contained 4 chambers and 4 rooms, and this ground floor also contained 4 rooms. Okay, so look at here, there's 4 rooms here, and from the first floor there are also 4 rooms. So these are called this 8 octants. Okay, and these octants had particular sign, like we divide this 2-dimensional geometry into 4 quadrants, and it has first quadrant contain the positive x quadrant and positive y quadrant. So similarly, this octant, this 8 octant, has different sign. Okay, so in the first floor, firstly talk about the first floor and this 4 chambers. So firstly, look at here, x coordinate is positive, y coordinate is positive, z coordinate is positive. Look at the axes, positive x axis, positive y axis, and positive z axis. Okay, so in this space or in this chamber, this any point if we take, so this x coordinate is also positive, y coordinate is positive, z coordinate is positive. So moving to the second chamber, just after that, x is negative, y is positive, z is positive. Okay, so x coordinate is negative, y coordinate is positive, z coordinate is positive. So just after that, x coordinate is negative, y coordinate is negative, and z coordinate is positive. So in any point in this space or in this chamber is given by this. Now, next is y is negative, x is positive, and z is positive. X is positive, y is negative, z is positive. Okay, so these are the 4 chambers or 4 rooms from the first floor. So let's talk about the ground floor. X is positive, y is positive, z is negative. Okay, so any point from the ground floor, it will the z coordinate should be negative. Okay, and from the first floor, z coordinate should be positive. So in this chamber, x coordinate is positive, y coordinate is positive, z coordinate is negative. So moving to the next portion, that is x positive, y negative, and z negative. Okay, next chamber, x negative, y negative, and z negative. Okay, so all these 3 coordinates are negative. Next chamber, x is negative, and then z is negative, y is positive here. So x negative, y positive, z negative. These are the 8 octants and their signs. So that this is 3-dimensional coordinate system and its octants, their signs, and these are these three axes x, y, and z. Okay, now let's talk about direction cosines. So for understanding what is direction cosines, you need to know first what is direction angle. So if we take any point P, suppose this is O. So OP is any position vector, or you can take any line OP. So this OP making angle alpha with the x-axis, beta with the y-axis, and gamma with the z-axis. Okay, so this alpha definitely in this positive direction of the axes. So these angles are called direction angles. Okay, so these angles are called direction angles, and cosine of this angle, that is cos alpha, cos beta, and cos gamma, are called the direction cosine of this line or the vector OP, and is represented by LMN, that is L is equals to cos alpha, M is equals to cos beta, N is equals to cos gamma. Clear? So these are the angles and this is its cosines, that is direction cosines. Okay, now let's talk about this alpha, beta, and gamma. What are the ranges for alpha, beta, and gamma? Alpha, beta, and gamma, these three angles definitely belongs to 0 to pi. Okay, so if this angles belongs to 0 to pi, then if we change the direction of OP, so if we change the direction from OP to PO, so the angle changes into pi minus alpha, pi minus beta, pi minus gamma. And that time its direction cosines changes into minus L, minus M, and minus N. That is cos pi minus alpha, this is equals to minus cos alpha, that is minus L, then minus M and minus N. Okay, so if we change the direction of a line or a vector, so the direction angles and the direction cosine will change. Okay, so this is called direction angles and direction cosines. Now let's talk about the direction cosines of the axes, x-axis, z-axis, and y-axis. So this x-axis makes angle with itself 0 degree, makes angle with y-axis 90 degree, makes angle with z-axis 90 degree. So what is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0, cos 90 again 0. So the direction cosine of the x-axis is 1, 0, 0. So similarly, you can easily find the direction cosines of y-axis and z-axis. That is 0, 1, 0 is the direction cosine for y-axis, and 0, 0, 1 is the direction cosine for the z-axis. Okay. So next, let's talk about the relation between this direction cosines. That is a relation between this L, M, and N. Okay. Now look at this diagram first. This is the point P. This is the origin. So OP is the line, and take this line as a diagonal of this figure. Okay, so consider any point P and join this O and P. This is represented, this direction, and this O to P. So if we take this is R, so what is the R is represented by? R is what? The direction, the distance between O and P. So any distance between 2 points is represented by x square plus y square plus z square is equals to r square. Since you know how to find the distance between 2 points, x minus 0 the whole square plus y minus 0 the whole square plus z minus 0 the whole square. That is x square plus y square plus z square equals to r square. Okay. Now, join this P and A. So this angle PAO is 90 degree. Since the line is on this plane and this angle is 90 degree. Join this P and B. This is also 90 degree. And join this P and F. This is also 90 degree. Okay, now let's talk about the relation between L, M, N, where L is equals to cos alpha, M is equal to cos beta, and N is equals to cos gamma, which is the direction cosines of this point or of this line OP or this direction vector R. Okay, so from this triangle OBP, so take this O, this is P, and this is B. So I'm talking about this triangle. Okay, so if we talk about this triangle, so from here you can easily write down the value of cos alpha. Since this angle is alpha and this is a right angle triangle, this angle is 90 degree. So you can write this cos alpha equals to x, this distance is x, and this is r. So x by r, since the coordinate of this point is x comma y comma z, we already talked about that. So let's talk about this triangle. So cos alpha is represented by x by r. So L is equals to x by r. So what is x? X is equal to L into r. Similarly, let's talk about this triangle OPA. Now this green angle is gamma, that is, and this is 90 degree. So again, same thing gonna happen, that is cos beta, sorry, this angle is beta. So cos beta is equals to y by r. And what is cos gamma? Cos gamma equals to z by r. Okay, so x is equals to LR, y is equals to MR, and z is equals to NR. Now we have a relation between r, x, y, and z. That is r square equals to x square plus y square plus z square. So x square plus y square plus z square. Just put the value of x, y, and z. So you will find x square plus y square plus z square is L square r square plus m square r square plus n square r square. Okay, take this r square common format. So r square into L square plus m square plus n square. And this is again r square. So in both sides r square will cancel. So L square plus m square plus n square equals to 1. So this is the relation between the direction cosines of a line OP. Okay, or a vector OP. So these are the direction cosines L, M, N, and their relation is L square plus m square plus n square equals to 1. Now let's talk about the direction ratio of a line. So any line, if its direction cosines are L, M, N, so here I'm taking the same line OP, then take three numbers A, B, C such that L by A, M by A, and N by C. L by A and M by B and N by C, they are equal. Then this A, B, C are called the direction ratio or the direction number of the line OP. Okay. Now what is the relation between this L and A to this direction cosines and the direction ratio? So since these ratios are equal, so we can take a constant k here as equals to k, which is definitely non-zero constant, any arbitrary constant k. So L is what? A into k. M is K into B, N is K into C. And we have relation that is L square plus M square plus N square equals to 1. Right? So put the value of L square plus M square plus N square, that is K square into A square plus K square into B square plus K square into C square equals to 1. Now let's find the value of K. K is equals to plus minus root over 1 by A square plus B square plus C square. Right? Now put this value of K into these equations. L equals to K into A, M equals to K into B, and N equals to K into C. So you can easily establish the relation between the direction cosines and the direction ratio. So if the direction cosines are L, M, N, and the direction ratios are A, B, C of the line OP, then L is represented by plus minus A by root over A square plus B square plus C square. M is plus minus B by root over A square plus B square plus C square. And N is root over C by plus minus C by root over A square plus B square plus C square. Okay. So these are the relation between the direction cosines and the direction ratio or direction number. So for any line, there are infinitely many set of direction ratios. We can choose as per our preference. We can choose this ABC. So there are infinitely many set of direction ratios. So two sets of this direction ratio of a line are also proportional. Right? If we choose any direction ratio A, B, C, then KA into KB into KC. Take any constant K. This is also again a direction ratio of the line. Right? And the signs are depending upon this K, either it is positive or negative, as per the desire. So this is called direction ratio and direction cosine of a particular line or a vector. Now the direction cosine of a line passing through 2 points. Suppose take these 2 points A and B. This line is passing through 2 points. Now how to find the direction ratio and direction cosine of this line? So the direction, if this coordinate of A is x1, y1, z1 and B is x2, y2, z2, then their direction ratio is given by x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. And the direction cosine is given by x2 minus x1 by AB, y2 minus y1 by AB and z2 minus z1 by AB. Now what is AB? AB is the distance between these 2 points. So AB is equals to root over x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square plus z2 minus z1 the whole square. That is the distance of these 2 points, distance between these 2 points A and B. Okay, so this is the direction cosine of this line and this is the direction ratio of the line. So in the next class, we will talk about, we will solve some problems using this direction ratio and the direction cosine of a line. Okay, so till then, understand the theories and remember the formulas, remember what is cosines, direction cosine, direction angle, direction ratio. Okay, so till then, practice it, and if any problem or any doubt is there, you're free to ask. Thank you.